There are no coincidences.
And they covered the Bud Light hotel boat that was docking at Hell's Kitchen, which actually docked at Poseidon Bakery. Poseidon Bakery is located at Hell's Kitchen. Well, guess who provided security for the Super Bowl? A company called NICE, which stands for Neptune Intelligence Computer Engineering. Okay, Neptune. This company is based out of Israel, and they will also be providing security for the Sochi Olympics. And also, not far from Poseidon Bakery is a Polish cafe called Neptune in that same area at Hell's Kitchen.
It started with the Super Bowl telling us to prepare, the Maserati commercial with the trident, and ever since then, everywhere there's been hell or chaos, you can find this pitchfork or this trident close by. Well, what are the odds now that the United States would have a planned joint NATO European mission in the Ukraine for this summer? That's right, American troops on the ground in the Ukraine, pre-planned. Exercise Rapid Trident. All of our military on deck for this. And it's going down in the Ukraine. As you can see right here, Rapid Trident. Now, ever since like the 90s, they've had ongoing operations in the Ukraine. Every year, they've had different names. It's not till this most recent one that they took on this new name, Rapid Trident. It strikes again right on cue. It's the name of the whole operation going down here with U.S. troops inside the Ukraine.
Alright, so we have the Malaysia Airlines logo, and there's a lot going on in the logo itself. Of course, the one world pops out right at you. If you're even remotely familiar with symbolism, the logo itself is clear indication of who was really behind this. Immediately when the story came out, you begin to think, uh-oh, alright, what's going on with this story? and of course the trident came up again. But the thing about this trident here, it's actually a double trident. So that's why many believe or interpret it as a 33.
Command, the word of the day is trident. We have 2 alien craft on aggressive approach. The word of the day is trident.
Sometime back to the year 2011 when I was up in New York City, and I had saw that they had erected 2 twin tridents at the 9/11 memorial and what was eventually going to be the museum. And there it was at 9/11, but the tridents that they had were actually parts of the structure of the Twin Towers, and they had put these tridents inside the museum, and next to the tridents are a set of escalators that descend into basically an underworld or the basement of the old World Trade Centers. And down there will be the museum. And I wanted to go in, but they said, no, it'll be some time, even a couple of years, until that museum was going to be open. And as I looked at the tridents from the outside looking in, when you have 2 tridents sitting next to each other, it's 3 prongs and 3 prongs. So I thought, wow, they have this tridents with the 33, and 33 is so important because that was the age of Christ when he was resurrected from the dead. 33 are the number of vertebrae in the human spine. 33 are the degrees in the accepted rites of Scottish Rite Freemasonry.
You could be carrying some kind of alien pathogen.
Been here for 33 years, Doctor. Haven't infected anyone yet.
For 33 years, we prepared.
The trident also symbolizes what they say is the final and conclusive reality in which all polarities exist at the same time without being distinctly discernible from each other. So it's this idea of this watery deep, this subconscious mind that the trident evokes. Neptune, the god of waters, also known as Poseidon. Even I saw that the trident also represents nirvana, the mystical perception of godliness and truth and non-attachment. So a very powerful symbol that they erected there. The trident even shows up as the symbol for magnesium in the 16th century chemistry. It comes from this idea of the magnesia, from a Greek word magentin and magenin, and it actually means eventually the word magic. So very powerful symbol. So here we are, we're at the Olympics, and I guess NBC was covering it, and they pan in over the from outer space and down over the Black Sea. And one of the things they pass is a giant statue of the god Neptune holding a trident, protecting Sochi, overlooking the Black Sea, protecting the people of Sochi in the Olympics. And I thought, my goodness, look at that statue and that trident. I couldn't even barely stand it that I saw this, the god Neptune and his trident guarding the Olympics. Now, the next thing that comes across the stage is a giant blue orb. It's a planet, and it's floating in a solar system. If you go back to the Sochi Olympics, the blue planet, or the watery planet, is the planet Neptune. Now they actually bring across the Sochi Olympic Stadium the planet Neptune, and the whole stadium turns into a solar system, and all of our minds and all of our hearts and all of our vision is turned towards this planet Neptune.
So if that wasn't enough, I discovered 370 again in another scene on top of another bus, the same number. You have 370 popping right at you. Check it out. Okay, also the kicker, guys, right here, it says MIA, missing in action. MIA 370, the same vehicle.
Command, the word of the day is trident.
It looks like it's going to impact somewhere in the South Indian Ocean.
Next, it also showed up on Captain Phillips' ship. Remember the Tom Hanks film about the hijacking of the American cargo ship? Remember, there were 2 Navy SEALs who were found dead on that ship, dying of heroin overdose. Alright, reading comments online regarding that story reveals no one buys that cause of death. Definitely were terminated, it seems. So guess who these 2 Navy SEALs worked for? You guessed it, a private contractor. The Trident Group, yes. Shocking, right? As you see here, Trident Group is a highly specialized, well-established corporate risk management company with offices in Arlington, Virginia, Moscow, Russia, and Kiev, Ukraine. The firm has provided high-quality consulting services for American, European, and multinational businesses since its inception in 1996, concentrating on Russia and the former Soviet Union. To support its global outreach in today's independent world, Trident relies on a widespread network of strategic partners in Russia, Ukraine, the United States, Europe, and Asia.
You ever have that feeling where you're not sure if you're awake or still dreaming?
I know exactly what you mean. You have the look of a man who accepts what he sees because he is expecting to wake up. Ironically, this is not far from the truth.